Good morning, student. I am going to start at chapter number 7, Foundation of Mughal Empire, the topic of history. As we know that after the decline of Delhi Sultanate in India, there was an atmosphere of political instability and disunity. There is a disputes among the Indian rulers for the sake of power, for the sake of possession. So, in such situation, Daulat Khan, who was a governor of Punjab, and Ibrahim Lodi's uncle invited the Babur, who was the king of Kabul, to invade the India. So Jalaluddin Muhammad, popularly known as a Babur, who was born in 1483, he invaded the India. He was only of 11 years old when he was ascended the throne. He was very ambitious man and he wanted to establish a strong and powerful Mughal empire in India. So to fulfill his dream, firstly he fought a first battle of Panipat. So first battle of Panipat, that was fought between Babur and Ibrahim Lodi at a place of Panipat in 1526. It was a fierce and decisive battle, and in this battle Babur defeated Ibrahim and he declared himself as the emperor of Hindustan, ruler of Hindustan. There are so many reasons for the Babur victory in Panipat. The first one reason is that he has a trained army as compared to Ibrahim Lodi. He also used artillery, means large guns and tanks that was unknown to the Ibrahim Lodi army. So after that, he started extending his area in India and he fought a battle of Khanwa. Battle of Khanwa, that was fought between Babur and Rana Sanga at a place of Khanwa in 1527. In this battle, Rajput fought very bravely and powerfully, but they were defeated and Babur became undisputed master of northern India. The next battle, Battle of Chanderi, that was fought in 1528 between Babur and Rajputs. On 29 January 1582, Babur army captured the fort of Chanderi, and after this battle, no Rajput ruler could challenge the Babur authority and Babur power. The next one is the Battle of Gagra. Battle of Gagra was fought between Babur and Afghan forces on the bank of river Gagra. After this battle, Babur was died in CE 5030, but after his death, he was succeeded by his eldest son Humayun. The next one is the Babur achievements. As we know that he was a great leader, he was a great commander and ambitious person. So he was a brave general and great military leader. But he was an orthodox thinking, semi-Muslim. He was a fanatic, he has extreme religious ideas and views. He did not allow the ulemas. Ulemas means the Muslim religious leaders to influence his decisions. He was a gifted poet and author. He had a varied interest in the different areas. He loved music and played game of polo. Then his autobiography, Tazki Babri, also known as a Baburnama, is regarded as excellent literary work of 16th century. It is written in Turkish language. The next one, he also introduced a new form of warfare, that is artillery, means use of the large guns and tanks, and cavalry means horsemen were used together in the war was introduced by Babur. Then by his bravery and wisdom, he laid a foundation of Mughal empire in India. And after his death, the Mughal empire was succeeded by his eldest son, known as a Humayun. His real name, his childhood name was Nasruddin. He assumed the title of Humayun, means a fortunate, and he was ascended the throne in CE 5030. But when Humayun was ascended the throne, that time he felt that he was surrounded by the revolts from all sides. But with his bravery and cleverly, he was able to control and suppress the revolts. Then military expedition of Humayun. Humayun marched and attacked against Bahadur Shah of Gujarat and defeated him in CE 5035. After that, he attacked the Sher Khan, but he failed to capture Sher Khan. Again, he marched in CE 5038 and took Chinor. Sher Khan attacked the Mughal army suddenly. After the victory of Chinor, Sher Khan with his army attacked the Mughal army suddenly at a place of Chausa in 1539 and defeated the Humayun army. After defeat at Chausa, Humayun's position became very weak. Humayun again reassembled his army and marched against the Sher Khan. So Battle of Karnaj was fought between Humayun and Sher Khan, but Humayun lost the battle and Sher Khan occupied the throne at Delhi. So after that, Sher Khan became a ruler of Delhi, became an emperor of Delhi. About the early life of Sher Khan was that he was the son of Jagirdar of Sasaram in Bihar. His actual name was Farid Khan. During his employment, he killed a tiger single-handedly and came to be known as a Sher Khan. He also extended his empire by annexing Punjab, Sindh and Multan. He fought 2 battles against the Mughal Emperor Humayun and defeated him. He ascended the throne of Delhi in CE 5040 at the age of 60, at the ripe age of 67. The next one is about the Sher Shah administration. He introduced many reforms for his subjects. He worked towards the welfare of his subjects, both Hindu and Muslim. The first one, he constructed an excellent network of roads, namely the Grand Trunk Road from Peshawar to Sanargan. Then second one is, he also built roads from Agra to Jodhpur and Chittor. He built sarans and wells at the regular intervals to make the travel comfortable and easy. He also planted trees on both sides of the roads. Then he also appointed special officers, Mokkadams, to ensure the safety of travelers. Then he established good postal system and promoted inland trade. Then he divided his empire into 47 sarkars. Then Sarkar further divided into many Parganas, and Parganas were divided into the village. Under the Sarkars, Sikkadar, Munsif and Qazi, and under the Pargana, Munsif and Sikkadar, Kotwal and Patwari, they were different ministers and officers who work and functions for the smooth running of the administration. The next one, reforms in the army. He also introduced many reforms in the army. He introduced the Dag system, the branding of the horses, and Chera system. Sher Khan had efficient cavalry and artillery wings in his army. The next one, revenue system. Revenue system was also introduced by the Sher Khan. Land was divided into 3 categories: good, average and bad, according to the fertility of land and according to the produce. And 1/4 of the total produce was fixed by the revenue department. He also introduced a system of patta and kabulat, which clearly mentioned that his land holding and amount of revenue to be paid by patients. Sher Shah was also a great builder. He built Purana Kila. He also built his own mausoleum at Sasaram in Bihar. Then after that, he was died in CE 1545 after a short rule of 5 years. His successors were very weak, and in CE 1555, Humayun again reassembled his army and returned to India and captured the Delhi and Agra. So after his death, Afghan rule ended and great Mughal dynasty came back to powers. So in this chapter, the foundation of the Mughal Empire, we have studied about the achievement of Babur, about the early life of Humayun, and about the administration, military reform and revenue reforms that was introduced by the Sher Shah. The page number 79, tick the correct option, true, false and filling blanks are given. So it's your homework to read the chapter in detail and try to find out the back exercise and also write down the important dates in your notebooks. Thanks and have a nice day.